One, two, three. Good morning, my beautiful people of love. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is living their lives at the fullest. Welcome to the technical market calls of Alive. We've got a new watch list in these calls. If you can see on my screen right now, I've added a bunch of pairs that I'll be looking at so I'll be trying to do some market calls are going to be more focused on talking about the mindset and life in general and looking at our big pairs for more precisely, and other market calls are going to be really just to look at technicals and to on more pairs quickly so that the calls don't last for 2 hours, because I know everyone, the time is of the essence and we got to make it quick and efficient. So let's jump right into it. I want to start with gold. We'll start with gold and then we'll go down following the pound pairs, the euro pairs, I believe the Kiwi pairs, and then the Aussie pairs. So if we look at gold, what are we seeing? Very simple elements. Let's start with these more precise elements. We had that trend line, okay, that we wanted to break, which we did on the 19th of June, which was last Friday. And then we're going higher and higher, pushing higher. If you switch your charts on the weekly, like I've explained on previous calls, gold can go wherever the fuck it wants. This is why we just long gold. And we don't, you can short it for intraday setups for fun, but the swing trade is go long on gold. The next big resistance is right here, okay? 16, well, let's call it 18, because I like that psychological level. So let's call it 1800, okay? So right here, that's the next point we want to look for. But we do have that huge close in reverse that we just broke. If you look at it weekly, we have a massive close in reverse right here. So that might be, if we close above 1750, then a retest of that level to trade all the way back up here. That's 500 pips. That could be a really nice setup, but we need the smaller time frame support, proven support before entering, because the downside potential for a correction can go all the way to 1625, 1630, all the way here. So we need to be careful, and you still need to have anchors placed at some key levels. That's it. So let's look for right here. Okay, so put your charts like this, H3 time frame. You can look at H4 as well. It doesn't really matter. It's gold. It's going to go up, whether we want it or not, or whatever, technical levels that we might think, or blah, 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 all that bullshit. Gold is going to go up because gold always goes up, especially in times of global crisis. All right. Pound yen. Really nice short that we called we called it last Friday. I know some of you called it last Friday. I talked about it this week. I talked about it at the beginning of the week, but it was a really, really nice setup. Very, very simple elements that we've been shorting since, let me just quit these notifications, that we've been shorting since the beginning of June, okay? So nice swing trade. We had that head and shoulder. For those of you who were not in the community before, I know we have maybe like 3 or 5 new people, but we had that nice head and shoulder here. And then we had that liquidity fill level, key level, all the way. All of that block here was a nice short area. So what did we do here? We shorted the top and then wait for a break back down, and then it ended up being a head and shoulder break and retest. We've entered here, closed some partial profits here at that close in reverse right here, the little liquidity fill right here, and then went back up. Not second entry, and then this morning, last evening, depending on where you were, 8 hours ago, if you're in Asia or Europe. That was the third position. Beautiful, beautiful position. Stops should be at break even or above the highs. Okay. The next move, we'll just hold. There's no other. There's nothing else to do than just to wait. If you didn't enter here and you want to enter now, then wait. If we see a correction, maybe back up to that level, or it might, go back here, then enter a short. But if it breaks the high and breaks, just look at your H4 and H3 time frame. And if the stop is basically, if we break that trend line up, then we go long at a retest and we ride it. It's the same thing over and over. It's always the same thing. If we break the trend line, we long. If we are under the trend line, we short. Short and simple. It's not complicated. Pound Aussie. Let's look at that pound Aussie. By the way, I'm looking at the charts. I didn't look at the charts before before doing that call to be prepared or whatever. I'm looking at the same time as I'm recording my screen. Pound Aussie. We have this massive trend line that I've talked about multiple times. We have that one here, okay, but it's basically parallel channel, so we can parallel channel. We can start it here, and then it's a really big one because if you put it at the bottom of that wick here, but let's do it like that instead, and then let's bring it up here. Okay, so that's our parallel channel. We're at the top. We're on the top of it right now. So it might be a place where we're going to see a rejection on the weekly and see a reversal. But remember, the biggest mistake a lot of traders do is they look at that and they say, oh, there's a weekly fucking trend line. And then they look for an H1 rejection. That's not what you should do. If you're looking at a weekly trend line, wait for a weekly rejection. And then an H4 correction down to enter without having to wait for a full retest or waiting for, a fucking 300 pip downside risk, okay? That's just what you do, okay? So let's just wait, see how it acts here. I know a lot of you still have shorts because you sent me your trades. I know a lot of you still have shorts running on Pound Aussie. Good fucking job. It is now time to consider closing, the majority, at least, 90%, 80, 90% of your trade if you've got shorts, and then hold the 10% remaining just to use them as anchors. It's not your trade, it's just anchors that you're letting. If we try to go long here and have drawdowns, it's going to help us cover the negative balance. Pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand shorts since the beginning of Alive. We just been shorting the pair, and the weekly. Let's get weekly key area for. Let's just erase that. Okay, the weekly key level for reversal is right here. Okay, it's all of that here. So we basically have this here. And then we've got this here, okay? These are the levels we want to look at, okay? So next is here. If we want to go more, I want to put it a little more precise. I think here, if you see here, we had a low, we had a wick right here, candle closures here, a wick is almost here. So all that little, let's put it like that, and then I'll clone it and put another one right here. Yeah, like that. Boom. So that little key level, that little area between these two lines would be 1.91 to 1.90 would be a very interesting price to look for a short time. So we're looking at the weekly. So if we can have a daily touch here, reversal, and then H4 correction and up channel. So what you want to do is basically you want to have, so look at it here. Okay, let's talk about that. So we had an engulf in here, and then we had to move back down. So that was a nice place to go long, okay, when it came back down. And then you would have gone up and go break even. But what we didn't have here was, you can see here, the rejection, then a low, and then we didn't do a new high. We just broke. So what we want here is we want a reversal. So we want a rejection on the daily, and then start a channel, an up channel, and then enter at the second low or third low. The third low is the most confirmed, okay? Which we didn't have here. So one low, two low, and then we never broke this high. So the trend didn't really reverse, okay? So let's see, but intraday, shorts, keep it simple. We've got that trend line here, okay? That's our channel, and we're moving lower and lower and lower. Remember, it's all about execution. Not, the technicals, you can play with them. It's not because even if you'd have even if you'd had you would have the best technicals, and you would know everything about fundamentals. I know guys who are super good, who trade, very, very good traders. They've written books, and they've participated in trading competition and daily effects. They've written articles for a bunch of blogs and all of that, but they're not good traders because they don't have the execution set. And execution comes from, it doesn't matter if you trade a live account or a demo account, because just take out the options of having emotions when you're trading. Just take out the option. It's not even an option. Once you do that, it doesn't really matter if it's a live account or a demo account. Just practice in your demo account and then execute it the same way in a live account. You're not going to learn how to trade and deal with your emotions by trading a live account. You're going to learn how to deal with your emotions by becoming disciplined in your life in general, by eating good food, by working out, by doing things you don't want to be doing, by reading books. These are the elements. That's where you need to put your focus in. A lot of people, they're shitty people. They talk shit. They're bad people. Nobody likes them. They complain all the time. They blah, 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 fucking negative people. They're full of shit all the time. They're never happy. And then they're like, why am I not good at executing trades? Why do I keep losing my money? It's because you're a fucking asshole. You're a shitty person, and you don't work on yourself. You're not a good person. So just start by becoming a good person, and by becoming a better version of yourself. Okay? If you don't have the discipline to fucking work out in the morning and wake up early at the London Open, or you don't have the discipline to eat your fucking vegetables, how the fuck are you going to be able to make $20, $30, $50, $100,000 a month from a fucking computer? How do you think that's going to happen? Huh? You think, how the fuck do you think this is going to happen? So I know for a fact, first of all, that I've met a lot of you guys in the community. I've met you in person, and I know for a fact that every single one of you who actually have over $100,000 in their trading accounts, that I know for a fact because I've seen their trading and I've met them, they're all disciplined. They're all happy, and they're all very, very good people in general. So it's not a fucking it's not a fucking, magic ball or whatever, trick or, it's very simple, very, very simple. So just start by work on yourself, It's so simple. Work on yourself. Stop looking at and blaming the markets and thinking that you don't know the secret, and looking at don't take courses thinking you're going to learn a technical secret, and then of course it might help you to learn new elements, but I can give you every fucking trading elements that I've worked on. It's not going to change your game. I knew every single elements, and I was not making money. I was working on a bunch of elements. I knew everything about trading. I was trading 20 hours a day. I was not making a fucking money. I was just losing. I kept losing and losing and losing, and I was in a depression, and I was feeling like shit, and I was eating ice cream and chips and drinking Red Bulls, and I was like, why am I losing? And then I understood by starting to do Tai Chi. I started doing fucking Tai Chi on the top of the building in Bangkok 2 years and a half, roughly 2 years ago. And that's when everything changed. That's when everything changed. Because I understood that it was my mind. It was all in my mind. It was all in my execution. Why do you think some traders, the best traders are traders who have balls, okay? If you keep losing your trades, it's because you don't have balls. You don't have discipline. You're a fucking bitch, okay? That's why you're not making money, because you're scared all the time and you're not disciplined and you don't listen to yourself and you don't follow your fucking plan, okay? Because if you would follow the plan and follow the elements that I give you, even if you'd follow your own elements with good execution and good risk management, managing your account, not on short-term visions of I'm gonna flip 10K to $200,000 in the next 2 months, okay? This is fucking crazy. Yes, it's possible. You could do it. You could be lucky. But right now, with the market's conditions and the global crisis, it's not the time to think like that. Okay? When markets are going to be way easier in 5 years, yes, you can look at guys like Sammy or Sebastian Dubb or fucking, all these fucking Instagram gurus posting shit. But these guys, it's either bullshit or they've been trading for a long fucking time. Sebastian Dubb, he's got all my respect. But the guy, first of all, he's not a good teacher. He's full of shit. He's not a good, he's just a good trader. But he's been trading for fucking 10 years. How long have you been trading? So don't think you're going to fucking execute trades like him when you've been trading for 2 years. He's been trading for 10 years and he trades fucking 100 lot and he's got $70 million in his account. It's a little difference. There's a little difference right here. Okay? And he didn't start. Look at the markets 11 years, 10 years ago. It was a really bullish market. It was going up and it was very simple to trade. A lot more simple than it is right now. So don't break yourself and break your mindset and break your emotions and try to feel like shit, start feeling like shit because, oh, fuck, I'm losing money and I started trading with a $20 account or I started trading with a $1,000 account and I've got 10,000, I got 20, whatever the fucking account size you have. It's normal that you're not making a lot of money. The best hedge funds in the world have not been making money in the past 2 years. They've been losing money if they've been break even. So if these guys who are the best hedge funds in the world are not making profits, don't fucking break yourself thinking you're a fucking loser. Instead, work on yourself, study the market, prepare yourself for the next 10 years. Stop thinking short term. Please stop doing that. It's so bad. It's so bad. Because, it's like saying, I'm going to start playing hockey and I'm going to become Sidney Crosby. There's one Sidney Crosby in the world. It's like saying, I'm going to start swimming and I'm going to become Michael Phelps. No, you're not going to become fucking Michael Phelps. You're going to become whoever you're meant to become. Accept that. Accept who you are. Accept your gift. Accept what's your future and start working on it. Stop wanting things that other people have. Okay? There's not one artist who tried to copy fucking Leonardo da Vinci or whatever. No one ever tried. If you try to copy other people, if you try to copy and say, well, this person did it, so I'm going to do the same. And I want a McLaren and I want nice cars and the only reason why I've succeeded is because I've succeeded both in my personal brand and people are following me, and my trading is because I was the first one to do and do exactly, who I am now. And who am I? I'm just me. I didn't invent a branding. I didn't invent traveling and trading. A lot of fucking traders are traveling. I invented, what I invented? I invented Merlin DeSantis. I invented myself. I invented who I was really. And I challenge every single one of us in the community to find who we are. Not 100%, because you'll never, that's the journey. But start somewhere, start moving, start doing, start believing in yourself. Okay? Charts are easy. Technicals are easy. Okay? I can show you every single technical you want, but if you don't understand who you are, then you're gonna keep losing and losing and losing and losing. So stop that, okay? Fucking stop it. Start being alive, all right? Let's keep going on the technicals. That was a little, I said at the beginning that the market call was going to be strictly technical, and then, you know, sometimes I just click and start talking, and I cannot stop myself. I just start, and then yeah, it just goes like that. Cable. Listen, Cable was one of my favorite pairs when I first started trading. I've mastered Cable. I've looked at Cable a lot of fucking times, okay? I've looked at Cable a lot of time. Cable is pound US, by the way. Okay, we've got that trend line, beautiful, beautiful trend line, and we've got that one. Let's look at the daily. I have not looked at Cable for a very, very long time. Let me be honest with you. I have not looked at Cable for a very, very long time. So we've got that trend line that we broke, and it's a valid trend line because we've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and then this touch, the impulsion after that touch broke the support, that resistance right here. Okay, so that's a very, very valid trend line. Now, what I don't like is, you can see here we retested it. So good. So we had a break, retest, we went and then broke higher. So it's like that's like a fake go. So break, hook, and then you've got the go. Remember the go when you break the low of the break. When you break the low of the break. There's a lot of word break, but it's basically it basically goes like that. Basically goes like that. So break and then hook, and then you go when you break that level here. So that's all of your go, and that's when you enter. But this ended up becoming a fake out, all of this here, because we came back really, really quickly. Let's get the daily. What's on the day? Yeah, look at that huge. We came back with an angle fin, so we came and eated all of the break. So that break of that trend line might be a fake out. Let's see if we attach this one to this one. Where does it go? Yeah, that's what I thought. So we've got that cross channel here. It's really interesting to look at this and say, well, okay, where do we go next? This is where fundamentals get in. I believe the US dollar there's gonna be a big crash fundamentally in the US dollar. I will let everyone do their own analysis for their fundamentals, because fundamentals, you've got opinions in fundamentals. You've got, some people might say, well, I love Trump, and some people say, well, Trump is bad for this and bad Trump, blah, 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 blah. And then fundamentals have different opinions. First, you can look at GDP and CPIs and interest rate and all of that. These are not opinions, these are facts. But again, the market reactions from these economic data are opinions, and opinions are there's thousands of opinions. So you really never know how the market is going to price how the market is going to price the data. But technicals, that's why I love talking about technicals, because they're not opinions. They're very simple, elements that we can look at, and then we just have to manage our account well. That's it. But for pound US right now, what I would do is I would wait to see if we're going to trade below or above that trend line. I would keep it really, really sweet and simple. If we break that in 5 minutes, let's look back at it in 5 minutes and see how it reacts. We've got liquidity support, okay, here, all of that right there. So let's see what happens. We might see a little move up and then boom, move back down to that under the trend line. We'll look at it in 4 minutes at the end of the call. Euro Aussie, really bounced back. Look at that. Look at this. Perfectly touched the support. You know, very simple. It's not complicated. And we keep moving lower and lower. We kind of have that trend line, okay? And again, a trend line, if you try to make the trend line, your trend line's always super precise, you're gonna become a little crazy and you're gonna miss a lot of trades, okay? Keep it simple. You're not, you know, we don't have to be so precise to see that these are highs and lows. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. What is gonna happen next? A low. Might be another high before doing a low. But we're still in that downtrend channel and we're still gonna go short. This is why I still have shorts on Euro Aussie from the calls at the beginning of a live in May. Still have shorts going on, and we're just holding at least 30%, 20% of the trades, and we'll see. For the intraday setups, we're ranging, okay, since 15 June, we've been ranging, right, in between these two, let's erase that. So intraday, that's our range. I'll use this instead. So that's basically, yeah, I'll put it like that, and then like this, and we have to extend. We also have here that acts as a support, as a resistance, and we have this here, that's another support. Okay, so these are key levels. When you face a range like that, but you're in a downtrend, what you want to do is you don't want to, you can buy the lows, you can go and it's just a little riskier, so use smaller lots. You can buy the lows, but if we're in a downtrend, you know, you're better off just waiting to short the highs and see what happens here. So if we can see Euro Aussie move back up to 1.64, which is also a psychological level, then that could be a nice short, nice second entry to short. And the drawdown that we might see is quite small. We basically have this drawdown possible. So if we go and retest that trend line again, so if we would enter it here, we have a 50 pip, you know, possible drawdown. So it's not a big deal, and it's a good entry. So right here, that would be our best third entry to short Euro Aussie. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we go there. If we break that level, retest it, then we could see a move back down. Okay, that could be a nice intraday, second intraday position. If we don't go up, then let's wait for a break out of the consolidation, a retest, and then intraday short it all the way back down to those levels. Go for 100 pips. Euro Kiwi, not super interesting. So go to weekly. Not super interesting. It's kind of a this is kind of a range, right? Right here. Okay? And we had that huge move, you remember, in March, like that crazy fucking upside move, and it was Fugazi, and it came all the way down. So we're kind of sitting in the middle of the range right here. We don't want to be trading that too much, but we're in a downtrend, so we just need to look for, keep it simple again. I like that trend line here, that channel right here, but it's still very high. If we put it like that, we would need a higher correction before going in and another short swing. So I'll just keep looking at smaller time frame period. We have that channel here, just like this. Can put it to the extent as well, like that, and then we just short it. Look at M15, say, well, perfect. boom, you know, break, hook, you trade that, stop, you know, enter here, stops above, boom, 20 pips. You go for 50 pips, stop loss of 15, 20 pips. Keep it short and simple, 1 for 2, babadi babada. Euro US, euro dollar. Oh yeah, I remember we had that range. I called this range not long ago at the beginning of the live. I said, well, if we break, let's just wait for a breakout, and then it's exactly what happened. We had that massive range here. We broke out of it, retested it, and then went for, I think some of you took it, went for 350 pips. That's a bit, it's a really nice trade. For the moment, we came back down, retested those lows from these high here, that liquidity, all of that support here at 1.12, 1.1150. Let's call it 1.12 right here. And we're moving higher now on a technical standpoint. What I would say is, for euro dollar, I don't think a lot of us in the community trade it, so it doesn't really matter to me. These technical calls that I'm going to be reviewing, these are pairs I've not been trading for a very long time, so don't be hard on me. Don't be hard on me. I mastered pound yen, I mastered pound Aussie, pound New Zealand, and I master gold. I don't lose trades on gold very often. It's very rare. Very rare because of my execution skills. So if I look at, you know, euro US, euro CAD, I'm learning as I record those calls, and I don't expect you guys to think that, you know, you don't have to follow my calls on these pairs at the beginning. I'm just giving you what I see. And of course, if I'd be looking at, if I do deep analysis on every single pair, I could be, we could spend 10 hours on a fucking phone call, and my computer would not even record it. So I got to keep it under 1 gigabyte, and now we're at 556 megabyte. So we still have, you know, I think it's like an hour or something like that. EuroCAD. EuroCAD is a really nice pair. I traded that pair with the H3 at the beginning. When I first started trading with H3, EuroCAD was one of my favorite pair. So it's basically what you want to do with EuroCAD is you want to look for rejection, retest, and then another rejection before. So right here is the best example we had. So basically what you do is look, take your fib, start here, bring it to the low, to the high here. Okay, so we have got the 71 again. 61 is the retail level. You always go all the way to the 71 or the 78. Okay, a lot of retail traders put their stops below the 78. See that massive, you know, wick hunt, stop hunt, boom, and then move back up. Basically, you see here we've got that range, right? Okay, and what you want to do is you want to be looking for rejection, retracement, and then impulsion. So look what we had here. Same thing. It's crazy. Still does the same fucking thing. So H3, you'll see it better. So rejection, correction. So rejection, impulsion, correction, and then boom, you enter here at the 50% of your rejection. So if we would have been trading that move, what we have done is we would have put our fib from the low all the way to the high, and then the 50% would have been our, right here, would have been our long entry. And then you put your stops at the 118 under your low. And then we would have had 24 pips of drawdown, except if you look at M5, let's look at M5 for a sec. Well, maybe M15, it's quite far. I know some of you know that because you've listened to other market calls. I've talked about that rejection, impulsion, retest multiple times, but you see how we moved, boom, boom, a second time, and then boom. So that's That's the kind of setup support at key levels that if you look at short time period, you're gonna get. It allows you to use very tight stop loss, because if you've entered, it's very valid. It's a very valid. So you see, boom, boom. We would have entered here. Let's say another position here. We'd had a 36 pip stop loss, and then the ratio is insane. Because if you look at, let's switch back H3 time frame. Look at that. Look at this huge upside move. So what do we want to do now? We just want to do the same thing, and this is what happened again here. Okay, and if you observe H4, H3 on EuroCAD, you'll see that the close and reverse and angle fins that I talk in liquidity fills are much more. You can see them on an H3 time frame. When you look at H4, you're not going to see them. That's why I started using that. Euro pound moving up. Moving up, we just want to catch the uptrend. Boom. Boom. That would be my bet for a long entry. Right here. And if we can see, maybe let's take, if that's the high, yeah. We've got a 38, 50. Let's extend that. That would be a nice long entry. I would want to see, maybe, I would even like to see a move back up here and then a move lower to retest. Same thing that kind of happened here. You see, boom, and then boom, 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 and retest, impulsion, a retest, and then whoop, move higher. You catch the last move, the confirm move. So move higher, then boom, boom, and we catch the final wave. Euro again. Euro is interesting. I know a lot of you talked about it yesterday in the market talks. Oops. All right, we're back. So we have this trend line here. This high is confirmed for the trend line because we broke that low here. See here, if we didn't broke that low, I would have put the trend line above this high right here. Okay, which is also valid, but now this high here is valid as well. And you can see how we broke, retested it, and then on the daily we closed below it, which was a massive fake out. And then boom, back up. What do we do now? I want to look at H2 and see what happens here. I think it's a fake out and we're going to see the pair move lower. That's what I think. Let's just see. Yeah. We've got a nice resistance here. Maybe a retest of that stops here. Well, yeah, that's maybe a little bit too much. We could put it like that. I would just wait for like a breakout of that, like a candle closure above that, then close my trade, and then boom, maybe a massive move low. That's the thing with Euro Yen. You can catch very big moves. It moves very quickly. It's a very volatile pair. Look at that. So, it's 600 pips. If you look at the ratio, the ratio is 24. So if we can catch a move like that, it's really good. That might be, Euro Yen might be a very nice swing trade to take. I believe the Euro, fundamentally speaking, is not doing well. That uptrend was manipulation. It was because in crisis before, the Euro used to be used as the safe haven. So it was seen as a safe haven because it's an agglomeration of different countries, so it's like different economies all bundle up together, so it creates the euro dollar. And that's why investors saw it as a safe haven, because it's not like, it's like putting your eggs in different baskets, right? You often hear this in investment, putting your eggs in different baskets. But right now, I believe the euro is complete shit. I don't really believe in that currency. I don't believe in any currencies. I think exotic pairs, I think exotic currencies like the Thai baht, so the Philippine currency, countries like the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, some countries in Africa. I think these small pairs are going to see, these small currencies are going to see a very, very big uptrend in value, because of the like, when the big boys fall, the small guys rise, and then it does the opposite. So it's just a cycle. You can look at past crises. It always does the same thing. Emerging markets usually go up in global crisis. Kiwi yen. Let's look at it. Let's look at this daily. That's fucking crazy. I've not looked at the pair for, I think, like a year. Oh, that was a nice short. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Really nice. Did any of you took it? Oh, yeah, we've got all of that in that channel, huh? Ooh. That's interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. No, the trend line is too wide. Got liquidity fill right here. Let's look at H3. We broke the low here at the gap, the market open. We had a wick here overnight. Let's get fib. 78, 61.8. We have this cross channel here. So maybe wait for a breakout. I would wait for a breakout of that cross trend line, this trend line, and the 61.8 here, and 50 maybe, and see it, say, well, okay, perfect. Let's just see what happens when we break out of that. Might have a retest of that level here, like that key level here, and then a move lower all the way here. So it's gonna give us a nice ratio. But again, I don't trade. I've never traded. I mean, I traded that pair, but like, I haven't looked at it for a very, very long time. But I think it's just interesting to look at pairs like that without pretending I know everything. I'm not trying to pretend I know everything. I'm just looking at the fucking fucking pairs I've rarely looked at. At the same time, I'm recording. I'm being very transparent and honest, and just giving you my simple, my very honest impression and ID, technical ID, and fundamental opinion. What is this? That's interesting. NZD USD liquidity right here clearly. So if you that was a nice place to go long, actually, really nice place. Had that low here, also have that little range here support, clearly level 1.64. Psychology, really nice place to go long. Wow. If we break that, nice place to go short, but that's our support. Clearly a support. We expect to move up back to these highs here before moving lower, but that's a really nice, or we might see we might start ranging between this high and this low here, consolidate before moving either up or moving back down to break that 1.64 level. Interesting. NZD CAD. Oh my god, look at that. It's crazy. It's been following that. I've put that. It's very old. I've put that a very long time ago. It's very old, and it's just been following that. I actually remember that. I remember shorting that in 2019. I waited for it for a long time, and I shorted it all the way to that channel. Look at this huge, massive channel. So simple. Now we're gonna touch it again. So it's interesting because we've since 2016 we've been touching. So one, then move lower, boom, 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 and now we're going for fifth touch. So is it gonna break or is it gonna reject it? Let's look at the daily, what it says. Yeah, it's really nice. That's a really cool trade, actually. NZD CAD, you know, it's not the most, you don't make a lot of money on that, but it's 700 pips. The thing is, the pips are in CAD. Remember, that's the last currency on it is CAD. So your pip is like, well, depending on your broker and stuff, but the pip is worth a little less than it would be, you know, Euro US or Euro pound, because the Canadian dollars is weaker. So, but it's kind of cool. It moves slower, you know, you can put bigger stop loss and not stress too much. You're not gonna see, you know, 200 pip wicks like you see on fucking gold or pound New Zealand. So it's a little chiller, and it's a nice pair to practice. I remember trading that pair back then. That's cool. It's great to like look at these charts at the same time as talking to you guys and just, you know, connecting, and I'm just talking my mind. You know, I'm not, it's just recording whatever comes into my mind and what I see. It's kind of cool. It's the first time I do this, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening, by the way, for those of you still listening for 47 minutes. I don't expect everyone to listen to all of it because it's a really long call. But it gives you an insight on how I keep the market so simple, and it's all about my execution and my account management. You know, it's just about that. I don't have any secrets. Well, I've got elements that I've taught and I'm giving you, and I'll be making more courses on these elements, but these elements are not going to be valuable if you don't listen to what I say in the live audios I post and everything about the mindset I talk about. RDGPY, RDUS, RDNZD. Fuck that pair. I'm going to take this one out. RDUSD, RDYan. Yeah, guys, that's it. I think I don't have any inspiration anymore. Gold is the most interesting for me. I'll keep, even if I analyze these pairs, I'm not trading them. You know, that's not my plan. It's just for the educational purpose and curiosity purpose to, you know, go break the boundaries and you break my comfort zone of trading the pairs I know and the pairs I master. I might be adding cables, so pound US, to my trading list, but beside that, you know, I'll be looking at the US 30 as well soon. I've been working on a strategy with Bollinger Bands and stuff like that on it. I'll be sharing it. But guys, what a great call! What a very long call. The 50 minutes. I think it's the longest call I've ever made. And again, well, thank you for everyone who went all the way to 50 minutes. I appreciate you. I love you, and I'm looking forward to connect with everyone We've got great, really, really great things coming for the live community. I hope everyone is well. Keep studying, keep working on yourself, keep trading, don't quit, believe in yourself. I love you all. Peace.